I have been using homemade Livewell tank to store sand depth and use the sand depth to catch some lingcod. I had quite a success catching some big lingcods, to 36 inches using live sand depths. So I've been playing around with it, and I got several versions of it, and several of my friends have been keep asking me how to make this. That's why reason I made this video, and it cost me about $20 to make one. So you guys can try out. Some of you guys don't like make your own, and I think there's a base shark that's about $79, and you can purchase that and use it as well. I know that they've been updating that version, and several of my friends are really enjoying using the base shark. Today I'm going to try to show you how I'm planning to make a live bait well. I've been using this live bait well for carry my live sand depth to catch some big lingcod, and this is my version 1, 2, and that's going to 3. And typically water level, this is kind of showing upside down. I carry like that, but the water level is going to be bottom of this kickboard. That's right. This portion, it doesn't carry enough water here, and I changed to here, and it seems like this one carried too much water. So I'm going to lower down to about that much, mount my board about that dotted line. I think that's more optimum point. And you can get the bait tank for $10 from, this is a 6-quart bait tank from the Amazon for like $10, and you can also get from, I think, Walmart too. I'll show the link at my description. And as far as the kickboard goes, these are the brand I've been using, and there's a couple different type. I also add a link to kickboard. I think I paid this kickboard for $6 for a used one. So I'm perfectly happy to use a used one. And I didn't like this second kickboard one with the handle and hole. Seems like that's much more flimsier than this other type that I'll try to show you the link. They have a blue, black, and I think red color kickboard that I'm sure you can choose the color you want. And just be patient. You can find the used one for about half the price. And dimension on this is 11.5-inch wide by lengthwise it's about 17.5 inch, and thickness is about 1 inch. So it's a very firm kickboard, and I'm going to cut this up using the either knife or the drywall saw. I'm going to mark out how I'm going to want to cut and cut that up, and use any type of glue. I have some epoxy, 2-part epoxy from other project that I'll be using that to glue it. Let me just pause here. I'm going to lay out and start cutting. I'll show you how I cut, and I'll show you how I glue. And after I make the whole thing, I'm going to tie little bungee type with the tuna clip at the end, and this works really well. And this might be a little bit too long, that you can carry shorter piece showing there. So I think this bait well is very strong. I know there is a commercial version they sell. I think now it's like $79. I think Shark Bait or something. Something like that's a little bit flimsier, and for this I think you can make for $20. So one thing you want to do when you epoxy is, instead of gluing to this smooth surface, I highly recommend sanding that down, make it a little more rough surface where you want to glue it or epoxy it. That way it stays well. And that's one recommendation. I always using the epoxy to make sure the plastic surface is roughened up by sanding or other type of method. So let me start making. Now I gotta lay out how I wanna cut it. Since the side of that bait tank is slope, I want to cut it top side like this and bottom side this dotted line. I want to cut in a little slope way on the bottom. So then next I'm going to cut it, and after that, after I cut it, then I'm going to try to epoxy it. Just a second. Okay, I'm done cutting it. Yeah, I'm going to try to fit in, see. About done. I know it's not the most attractive live bait tank well, but I think it'll work well. Here's the finished product, and I originally glued this final product using the marine group, but that one is too thin and it keep running away, I think. So I ended up using the two-part JB Weld epoxy like I did it before. So it didn't come out the best workmanship, but I think structurally it'll hold well, and probably, as I say, it'll be carrying water about that much, and I think that should be plenty for the carrying some sand depth. I typically carry about 5 sand depth for the link up bait, and I put a little bungee with the tuna clip on one end and a carabiner with the lockable carabiner, and this is how it works. Even if it goes upside down, this tank goes upside down, the bait would not escape, which is very strong. And this plastic is very I guess sound material that is not going to deteriorate or break down. And sometimes I don't like it dragging, then I can set on top of my kayak like this. That way it'll still carry enough water to keep the live base live as intended. I've done that before. So I've been very happy with the performance that I've been making for $20. I think you guys can try. And I'm sure other people are much more handier and have a good suggestion. Let me know what type of other improvements I can make. And you don't have to use a JB Weld either, just a bunch of JB Weld sitting around after I've been protecting my kayak bottom and keel using JB Weld. You can watch that on my other video. And hopefully you'll enjoy some of the live bait fishing and have fun out there.